YouTube, you shouldn't have demonetized the CJ Werleman show. That was wrong. It shows who your master is. Anyway, hi Net and YouTube. Hi everybody. Net and YouTube, you shouldn't have demonetized the CJ Werleman show. It shows who your master is. He's got a good show. Anyway, hi everybody. Hi Net and YouTube. This is just about the state of the lies, the current Temu KGB FBI lies about Tyler Robinson, and how you know he's a groyper, how you know Nick Fuentes and Trump and Putin are responsible for him, how you know all these things. It's increasingly obvious, not just by what the facts of the case really point to, but by the way the media and social media content creators try to steer away from the truth. There's a huge push to steer away from the truth, such as one of the best news outlets I've seen in recent days for information about this has been Yahoo News. Like, Yahoo News has had some pretty good reporting on it. And yet, even Yahoo News will say things like his trans roommate. They'll repeat Trump lies in order to help demonize trans people. I mean, they're not trying to help demonize trans people necessarily, but repeating these types of lies that are effectively there to demonize trans people, to blame and target trans people, is still wrong and bad. But they've done better than a lot of people. But it's the way a lot of these outlets lie about it that you know that the foundational lies from Trump, from the FBI, are in fact lies. The way they jump to conclusions when Trump gives them a trans person to blame, basically. And they had a trans person that they were blaming for the first few hours, Sky Valadez, and there were 4chan trolls putting that message out there all at the same time. There were all these channels putting that message out there all at the same time. It's a coordinated network of disinformation. And who coordinates disinformation? It's the KGB. And now, the Temu KGB, the FBI. So, our FBI is doing really just what the KGB does, which is disinform people to put a narrative out there that's not true. The first narrative they had was a trans person was the shooter. But when Tyler Robinson confessed, so that turned out to be not true, then the trans person became his roommate. They had to make his roommate into a trans person in order to have a trans person to hate and target in the situation. But keep in mind, their first target was a trans person. So their agenda is to target a trans person, to blame and target a trans person. They're still doing it by lying and saying that his roommate was trans, coming up with this fake text exchange between them. I heard this fake text exchange first from the Adam Mockler channel. And I think I've pretty correctly identified Adam Mockler before as a leftist who's edging leftists for Putin. He gets an audience that appreciates commentary on these things from a leftist type of perspective, and he claims to be the same age as Tyler Robinson, so like 22. But he always shies away from blaming Putin when Putin is very clearly to blame. And if anybody pays this much attention to stuff and is a leftist, they could easily see how Putin is behind everything Trump is doing. But Adam Mockler refuses to see that. Just like in his own video, he starts off by saying, I told everyone days ago, let's not jump to conclusions. But now that we have this really fake text exchange between Tyler Robinson and his roommate, now's the time to jump to conclusions. And the conclusions are he's not a groyper. And all this other stuff that protects Putin, that protects Trump, that protects Nick Fuentes, that protects Tyler Robinson, ultimately, being a groyper, far right terrorist. And I mean, he was a terrorist before he shot Charlie Kirk. I'm saying he's a terrorist because he's in that terrorist network. So, and so is, Adam Mockler to that extent. Adam Mockler is just the person they put to be fakely on the left, to fakely appear on the left in order to distract people at that level. And that's why he's got such a huge audience on net and YouTube, and why I have one viewer in my live, 4.5 minutes in. That's cool though, because people will be able to see this in the future. So, another slice of this is Inside Edition. Inside Edition was reporting on similarities between Tyler Robinson and Luigi, and there aren't any. I mean, they both killed somebody, supposedly. Allegedly, they killed somebody. Wants to to summarize your conspiracy theory. You don't have to summarize it, James. I'll repeat it. Um, my original conspiracy is that Trump killed Charlie Kirk, which is kind of true no matter how you slice it. But I'll come back to that. Um, what did you distract me from saying? I was saying something. The Inside Edition. The Inside Edition was trying to say he's like Luigi. He's not like Luigi. He and his friends were joking about him shooting Charlie Kirk in texts afterwards. These texts, I think, are probably true because they seem realistic. The text that he and his friends were joking about shooting Charlie Kirk, they're like, you better not go to McDonald's because McDonald's is where the snitch from the girl who snitched on Luigi and didn't get any reward money, snitched from McDonald's when he went to McDonald's. So they're just making a joke because they think it's funny that he shot Charlie Kirk because they're groypers. His whole group of friends, apparently, groypers. And they're like, oh, you better not go to McDonald's. Now, Inside Edition had a reporter standing outside of a McDonald's, standing in front of it. There was a McDonald's in the background of the shot. Standing in front of McDonald's to say, you know, Luigi was caught at a McDonald's. Luigi was spotted at a McDonald's. And now Tyler Robinson's friends are referencing a McDonald's. Yeah, they're referencing Luigi, just like him writing on the bullets was referencing Luigi. Now, the letter that the text transcripts that the FBI's released, or somebody released supposedly in the investigation, released this information of the text exchange between Tyler Robinson and his roommate. That does not sound like believable text messages at all. Like, not a one of them does. Not only that, the whole way that every single word has maximum effect to make them trans lovers, fit Trump's agenda for demonizing and targeting trans people, even gives the FBI like credit. Like, it's like, well, the FBI was asking my dad about the rifle. Oh, the FBI was on it. Oh, Kash Patel was in there. Like, he's be texting about that. Like, it's ridiculous. But the fact that why would you think Trump did it? Why wouldn't Trump do that? Like, okay, there's a channel called Dark Brandon, and Dark Brandon's first guess. This was just a few hours after Charlie Kirk is shot. Dark Brandon's first guess is Trump had him shot. I think the second guess is Israel, and the third guess was maybe somebody else. I don't know. But Dark Brandon's first guess was Trump had him shot. And then Dark Brandon concludes that no, Trump wouldn't have him shot because he got so many votes for Trump. Trump's not talking about votes anymore. It's Trump's way of signaling that he doesn't need the votes anymore. He's not going to have elections anymore. It's his way of signaling that kind of thing to you. It's also his way of signaling to his own supporters, don't ask about the Epstein files. Because Charlie Kirk asked about the Epstein files for one weekend. And then he was all scared and, I think I'm just going to trust my government. I think I'm going to trust my government after this. The next Tuesday, he spent one weekend asking for the Epstein files, and the next Monday, Tuesday, he was all scared, like he'd obviously been threatened, and said he was going to trust his government. Now, that right there, the MAGA Trump-Utineers, the Groypers and MAGA Trump-Utineer types are all so like triggered and fragile and like volatile that just having Nick Fuentes, just having Charlie Kirk, you can say, I need the Epstein files now, Trump. It's really looking like you're the guilty party. And then going back to, actually, I'm just going to trust my government. Just that flip-flop right there is enough for these unhinged people to kill him. Like, that's all there is. Just demanding the Epstein files and suggesting that Trump is actually guilty, that's enough for people who are so hardcore into Trump that any question of Trump, shatters their being. They would kill somebody over that. Trump-Utineers, Trump supporters are terrorists. They are unhinged, unstable, deplorable terrorists. So they would kill somebody just for questioning Trump. On the other hand, part of Trump's base, they're part of his popularity, are all these people that think they're busting up sex trafficking rings when they were not going to do that until they stopped Trump himself. But Trump has convinced them that, that's what he's doing. And so they're so demanding of the Epstein files that when Charlie Kirk backtracked on demanding the Epstein files, they would kill him for that. So there's plenty of people that would kill him just because Trump set these conditions of getting him all riled up about the Epstein files and then refusing to release the Epstein files. The fact that the Epstein birthday book news was coming out the same day they shot Charlie Kirk, like another motivation for Trump to shoot Charlie Kirk is to distract from the birthday book, the Epstein files, and to send a message to his base. If you, like Charlie Kirk, question me even for a day or two about the Epstein files, I'll probably kill you. You know, that's the message Trump is sending. James says, I'm from the UK, so not most caught up. But I think Trump is kind of fucked. I hope so. I mean, I think you might be right. You guys are a little fucked too, though. Didn't you just have 150,000 Nazis march in the UK for an Elon Musk rally? Did y'all do anything to stop them? What did we save y'all's a little shithole for in World War II? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But you guys, yeah, don't allow Nazis to take over your country. We've done it here in America. We let Nazis take over, and it sucks. It's the worst. Having concentration camps, all this shit, sponsoring the genocide in Gaza, all this bullshit, dude, it's the worst. Being in a Nazi country fucking sucks, dude. And every time you ever thought, oh, how could all the Germans fall for it? All the Germans didn't fall for it. Just a good third of them, or quarter of them, or whatever. Same as Trump's got here. If the rest of us stand up to these Nazis, dude, yeah. To be honest, the Nazis were chill Nazis, most of them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're having a picnic. They're Nazis. Okay? Like, you don't have any cars there? I know you don't have guns, but you guys don't have any cars? Like, seriously. There's not a single British hero out there? Because that's the thing. Their whole love story thing, they're trying to demonize trans people. So they're trying to say Tyler Robinson's roommate's trans. They don't realize that making it romantic, that's just going to get a movie made out of this shit where they're the heroes. You don't get it. They don't understand. They don't understand love. They can't understand love. But if he actually did, if that transcript was actually real, then he kind of becomes a hero fighting to defend his lover and his love. Sorry, but that's what you got out of your stupid fanfic shipping him with his roommate when that's not even true. But it's what you get out of your fanfic. Not a great load of trans hatred and a bunch of people. I mean, people are targeting trans people even more than before. You got some of that you wanted, but you didn't start a whole civil war. Only some were violent. Most of the Nazis were peacefully protesting immigrants. I don't care. They're Nazis. You let Elon Musk show up there. Trump was peaceful when he went down after he flood killed a bunch of Texans. He intentionally killed with a flood a bunch of Texans. Him and Darth Christie. And they went down there and bragged about how perfect it was that they flood killed him. I mean, he wasn't being mean then. He was being mean when he kept the rescue from showing up for 3 days, when he blocked the rescue for 3 days. How did he cause the flood? Well, climate change, the Putin oil company stuff, making climate change worse is how he caused the flood to begin with. But after the flood happened, he made sure that no American rescuers went into the area for 3 days. He made sure that they didn't rescue anybody for 3 days so he could kill the maximum number of people. Mexican rescuers crossed the border without permission. Mexican rescuers crossed the border and rescued people. That's how some people got rescued. Mexican rescuers crossed the border and did it. But Trump killed as many as he possibly could. Two or 300 Texans? I don't know. Maybe more. I don't know if anybody bothered keep counting. And a few dozen Christian schoolgirls from all over the country whose families didn't give a fuck about them, apparently. Sent them off to camp and were glad they were gone, apparently. They definitely didn't do anything to stop Trump about it, to hold Trump accountable. Anyway, just like these Mormon extremists, this Mormonic terrorism, Mormonic extremism we're dealing with now. It's a rash of Mormon extremists shooting fascists left and right, shooting Charlie Kirk. Okay, Brook Boy Outdoors. Oh, it's Broke Boy Outdoors. How do you cause a flood? My God, you're batshit crazy. No, Trump stopped rescuers from saving the people in Texas for 3 days. Look that shit up, you Nazi fuck. Don't come in here talking shit to me when you're a goddamn Nazi and a pedophile, and you know you're a Nazi and a pedophile, don't you? Broke Boy Outdoors. Let's look up Broke Boy Outdoors talking shit. Broke Boy Outdoors. Wrong time to talk shit, Broke Boy Outdoors. You joined 3 years ago. You got no subscribers. You came into the wrong live, you Nazi. I personally know 10 people that were there the day the flood started. Doing what? Getting washed away? You don't know shit, you LARPing bastard. You never even set foot in America. Broke Boy Outdoors. No, they didn't, dog. No, you can't say dog and pretend you're an American. You're a fucking Nazi, Russian, Trump-ootneer piece of shit. Christian, he said, what up? Lid? I can't read it. Don't support any politician. Dog, they're all trash. No, you're a Nazi, okay? You can say you don't support one side or the other so people will listen to you as if you're like not a Nazi, but you are a Nazi. Fuck you, you fucking Nazi piece of shit. Saving people. Yeah, the Mexicans came over and saved people. The Mexicans came over and saved the Texans that Trump tried to wash away. Kristi Noem held back the rescue for 3 days while she was doing photo shoots. Like, should I be Rancher Barbie or Lasso Barbie? Broke Boy Outdoors says, will bunker branding save tons of people too? Will bunker branding save tons of what? You just slow, dog. No, you're just a Nazi. Broke Boy Outdoors. Look, you're getting muted. We're not putting up with this bullshit from somebody who joined 3 years ago and has 0 subscribers. Yeah, you can stop trying to talk things. We're not talking to you. We're not talking to Nazis. Same topic. Just how you know that Tyler Robinson's a groyper. How you know that Adam Mockler is a Putin shill, little Putin puppet, little bitch. Because Adam Mockler was reporting on the text exchange between Tyler Robinson and his roommate. The one that's trying to indicate that his roommate's trans and that they're in a relationship, although it's just all made up bullshit, probably by AI. It sounds a little bit like KGB. Sounds like the same KGB lies where they focus way too much on things like the grandfather's gun. KGB/AI. KGB AI that doesn't work very good and focuses too much on the grandfather's gun, because I guess a KGB AI would do that. Salty Colonel says, careful, buddy. You don't have your full hat on. Well, hold on. You guys need some like verification or some shit? Is that what y'all are looking for? Give me 2 seconds. No, seriously. You wait right there. Just sit right over there. Just sit right over there. Just sit right over there. Just take a seat right over there. Just take a seat right over there. You don't believe me? Just take a seat right over there. You thought you were just going to get away with a comment like that. No, just take a seat right over there. Just take a seat right over there. Oh, I got back. I got back before you left. You should have left earlier. You have no power here. Hear the crinkle. That's not a joke. Y'all can step off. You got no power here. While you're here, though, yeah, Salty Colonel, you met a real one this time. I don't know what you've been doing on YouTube, like why you've been on YouTube if you haven't known about me. But yeah, now you do. Your journey begins. Seriously, though, okay? Adam Mockler's dumbass is trying to say that the text exchange proves he's not a groyper. Dude, he's a groyper, okay? And a groyper would allow a fake text exchange to be published. A groyper would allow the FBI to write the text exchange for him. Sky Colonel says, nah, bud, have fun, though. MAGA. And MAGA? No. Now you got to wake up. If you're MAGA, that's your problem. By the way, Church of Judas, since there's 13 of you in here, it reminds me to tell you, Church of Judas replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. I also wore this shirt for you guys. Since Charlie Kirk of the Charlie Kirk Putin Trump terrorist network branch got iced by, what's his name? Tyler Robinson of the Nick Fuentes Putin Trump terrorist branch. FBI protects pedophiles. Exactly, Go Samurai. Go Samurai, why are you wishy-washy? Why don't you calm down and talk to me? Our FBI is Temu KGB, right? Our FBI is just the KGB, just they're not as good at it because they're new at doing this KGB crap, this misinformation psyops crap. Compared to the KGB is better at it. Co-CEO had enough, says, Kirk is a Dutch last name, by the way. There's 2 things I can't stand. intolerance for other cultures. Fucking Dutch. No, I don't feel that way. I'm a little irksome about Trump boutonnieres, though. How about you guys? I'm wishy-washy because I'm on neither side. Get on a side, dude. Look, my side is really cool. Okay? The left, the left is a cool side. All the bullshit you've heard about the left, none of that shit's true. All the cool stuff that you've not heard about the left is all true. You want me to tell you about it? It's a lot better. The left is where it's at. You just don't really have any. I'm probably the first leftist you've ever met. That's cool. Like, I'm maybe not the best example of a leftist, or maybe I am. No, seriously though, I might be the best leftist on YouTube. I mean, you definitely deserve a cookie for finding this channel. The 20 of you do. Sorry, someone requested I wear this hat, so I don't feel like I actually need it. Don't take personal offense. I could take it off anytime. I'm just kind of digging it now. So, they're lying to you about Tyler Robinson, right? Tyler Robinson's a groper. He follows Nick Fuentes. I mean, there's some leftists who are telling you the truth about him, but the right wing guys, well, are naturally lying. They lie about everything. Anybody who's trying to tell you trans people are involved is lying. Okay, they've been trying to blame trans people the whole time, and they've been lying the whole time, right? So, how do you know they're lying? Well, the first trans person they wanted to blame, Sky Valdez, they had 3 different songs that were their evidence, 3 different names of the song that were their evidence. Like, they didn't get their lie straight, okay? They tried to blame a trans girl without even having the lie locked down. And they had all these YouTube channels and even like mainstream media reporting on their lie when the killer was a trans girl, Sky Valdez. Well, it wasn't. Now they're saying it's Tyler Robinson. And Tyler Robinson's a black pill groper, apparently. But they're trying to say that he's actually in a relationship with a trans person. They're trying to make up another trans person to put him in a relationship with. They even have text messages between them that are complete bullshit. If you believe those text messages, I got a hat I could sell you. Like, it's solid silver. What is Broke Boy Outdoor? No, Broke Boy. No, I don't mean a trans man. You make things up. You didn't make it up. The KGB made it up. Putin made it up. Trump made it up, okay? They lie to you about trans people to try to get you to start a civil war against trans people or whatever. It's really bad. It's really Nazi. It's really stupid. And you shouldn't. Yeah, Tyler confessed. But do you believe that supposed text exchange between him and his roommate? Do you believe that's a real text exchange? Like, seriously. If it's a trans man, it's a woman. What? If it's a trans woman, it's a man. No. If it's a trans woman, it's a woman. If it's a trans man, it's a man. That's why, and it doesn't matter. Gender doesn't. Which trans man or trans woman are you interested in? That it matters what their gender is. As I was saying, I don't follow any political party because their laws mean nothing to me. Broke Boy Outdoors. I need to mute Broke Boy Outdoors again. He's annoying. Andrew, FBI knows if they pull up, fire. Okay, so no real comments. Scientifically, you're wrong. You can't even spell your correctly. Like, don't try to school me on anything. Shut up. Listen. No more comments from you. I don't have to mute you. Just stop talking. Listen. Okay? They lied to you about Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson is a groyper. I'm sure plenty of people know this because they're his groyper friends. They're all laughing at y'all for buying this stuff. Are you an astronaut? I guess, yeah. What do you mean? Are you an astronaut? I might be more of like an aspiring astronaut than an actual astronaut. On President Vladimir Putin, I will gladly scroll up, Ghost Boy. Andrew, FBI knows if they pull up. I don't know what that has to do with Putin. FBI protects pedophiles. And Net and YouTube protects Putin because they deleted your comment about Putin. Go Samurai. I'm afraid you'll have to retype it. I will welcome any criticism of Putin. To me, Putin is behind Trump, behind Nick Fuentes, behind Charlie Kirk. Putin is behind all those Nazis. Putin is like top Nazi, unless there's a Nazi, beyond above Putin, who is somehow worse, and I don't know who that would be. I think Xi might be manipulating Putin, which makes him pretty bad if he's manipulating someone and letting him do all this stuff. But I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody that we know of who's above Putin in the Nazi pyramid. Yeah, sorry about that, Ghost Samurai. Net and YouTube deleted your anti-Putin comment to protect Putin and Netanyahu and Trump. Shadow Typhoon says, what makes you think he's a groiper? Is it spelled with an I? I thought it was spelled with a Y. Oh, honestly, I don't know how to spell it. I think it is spelled with a Y, but I'm not sure. I've seen it spelled with a Y. But, see, I've had people troll me for 10, 15 years, and I've had groipers troll me for 10 of those years, which is why Adam Mockler's like, groipers didn't exist in 2017. Yeah, they did. I mean, maybe the term didn't exist, but they existed. Christian, he says, what about my comment about groiping or AI? Netanyahu. Yeah, Netanyahu. What are we on? Yeah, Netanyahu. Sorry, I meant Net and YouTube. But yeah, Net and YouTube. Or Netanyahu. Yahoo Mail actually, Yahoo News actually had some actually fairly responsible reporting. They were still repeating some of Trump's lies about trans people. There aren't any trans people in this story. Okay, the closest thing to a trans person in the story is Nick Fuentes. Or maybe, I don't know, Charlie Kirk's wife or something. There aren't any trans people in this story, okay? If the FBI is like, hey, we'll cut you a sweet deal if you can sign off this script we wrote for you as your text messages that make you look like a trans person, it's better than what the other thing we're going to do to you. They just threaten people like that, then that would happen. Has anybody got any comments in here? Greetings, Bed Destroyer. Ooh, Bed Destroyer. You're turning me on. Christian, he says, I don't know what term, so I'm probably spelling it wrong. That's fine. Russia released a cure for cancer. I mean, I don't know. I would guess from Russia it's like just some other form of death instead of cancer. Hello, Bed Destroyer. Bed Destroyer. Why are you so appealing? Bed Destroyer. Is it just a relief from the other people that have been in my life? Is that what makes you so appealing? Okay, so everybody understands. They're lying to you about Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson is a groiper. Everybody's got that part? You realize that Tyler Robinson is on the Nick Fuentes side of the Trump-Putin Nick Fuentes terrorist network, and Charlie Kirk was on the Trump-Putin Charlie Kirk side of the Trump-Putin terrorist network? You guys realize that? That's what was going on? It was MAGA on MAGA crime. And they're desperate to try to blame trans people. Okay? They've been desperate to try to blame trans people, to bring trans people into it and blame trans people. That's what they really want to do. That's what they want for Christmas. What they want for Christmas is to be able to blame trans people. Or like that governor of Utah said, he was praying for 33, he was on his knees, on his bloody knees, praying for 33 hours straight that it not be Tyler Robinson. I wouldn't take any Russian meds right now. They're a failing economy. Yeah, just don't take any pills right now. Unless they're like, you have to take them from your doctor or something. Broke boy, civilized conversation with disreach. Dude, you're not having a conversation, okay? You're repeating the lies. I'm here to debunk the lies. I don't need somebody to repeat the lies that I turned on my live to debunk. Like, you're an idiot, okay? You're not worthy of conversation. I should mute you again because you're such a waste of time. Shadow Typhoon says, you didn't answer me on why you think that. On why I think what, Shadow Tycoon? What makes you think he's a groiper? Honestly, what makes me think he's a groiper? All the evidence points to that. It's not a coincidence that Nick Fuentes is like, they're trying to frame me. You know, who's in a position where they're saying that people are trying to frame him? I mean, maybe they're trying to frame him, but no, it's because he did it. Gotta mute him and scram, Nazi. What the fuck is this world coming to? Is this what men have become? Yes. I am the positive male example. I am your new role model. Be like me and live. What lie exactly? What did I lie about, kiddo? What evidence exactly? A grown man, by the way. Okay, let me break it down to you. I've made a bunch of videos about this, but if you guys haven't watched my videos, I can't be surprised that you don't know. Okay. I'll explain. I got that on standby if it's needed. But I'll explain. This is how you know he's a groiper, okay? The things he wrote on the bullets. Let's focus on that for a second. Maui Wowie 420's back. This is a restarted acoustic Downs individual. Oh my gosh, what a Nazi thing to say. Like, Nazis did put people with disabilities in their concentration camps. And I'm sure Trump will get around to that pretty soon too, if we don't stop him. Christo Coon says he's not scared snowflake like you guys. Exactly. Thank you, Christo Coon. They're just trolls. They're probably kids. They're probably the future Tyler Robinsons of the world. You know, they're just pathetic trolls. I would like to help them. In fact, I will extract all the curses from all the Trump-Hootenier groipers into comments, and I'll curse Trump with them. And I'll extract the curses from all the Trump-Hooteniers in the comments, and I'll curse Putin with them. I'll extract the curses from all the Trump-Hooteniers in comments, and I'll curse Netanyahu with them. Okay. Maiko Yin says, I thought these people were only movie tropes. The people in comments, no, they're trolls and bots and Trump-Hooteniers. Broke Boy Outdoors says, I have nothing to fear from anyone or anything. That's great, Broke Boy. I'll stop making fun of you, Broke Boy Outdoors. I think we've run across each other before. Your name sounds familiar. You're a Bideneer. I mean, it's better than being a Trump-Hootenier. I wouldn't identify as a Bideneer, but I won't take that as an insult. When I say Trump-Hootenier, I mean it as an insult. Never Nice Gaming says, what's the point of this stream? What's your topic? Okay, they're lying to you about Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson is a groiper. Groipers are a branch of Trump and Putin's terrorist network in America. Charlie Kirk is another branch of Trump and Putin's terrorist network in America. It wasn't even like an ascendancy thing, like the Lachlan Murdoch thing, where he, paid off his family to take the whole empire. It wasn't even like that. It's not even like he's trying to take Charlie Kirk's place, and if he kills Charlie Kirk, he takes his place. It's not even anything like that. Just calm down, Ghost Samurai. It's not even anything like that. It's just what people who, if you pay attention to people who pay attention to the right wing trolls, they'll explain this for you. I can explain it for you. Andrew, I once rolled up on some cybersecurity fuckboys. I'm sorry, that was a funny turn of phrase, Ghost Samurai. I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry if I yelled at you before. Never Nice Gaming, what's the point of the stream? Oh, that's topic. Yeah, I'm explaining the topic now. They're lying to you about Tyler. Anybody who's saying trans people are involved is lying to you. There's no trans people involved, right? So think about it. Who were the trans people involved in your mind? First, it was Sky Valdez, the guy, the trans bassist for God's Finest Scalpel, who wrote a song about Charlie Kirk being dead, supposedly. And so they blamed this person because they were trans, and it was someone to blame. And then they put pictures together, put their faces together, all this stuff. There was a whole campaign to blame Sky Valdez in the first few hours, just like Trump had a whole statement prepared. And Trump and Netanyahu tweeted a little too early about Charlie Kirk's death. A little too early, just a little too early. Let's see if anybody says anything. Messages on the bullet casings were memes, game references, and hey, fascist catch. Right. I know what the messages on the bullets said. I'm going to tell you what the messages on the bullets mean and how you know from the messages on the bullets that he's a groiper. You ready? We'll just focus on that for a second. At this point, you might be trans. I don't know. What, is it after midnight? You lunatic man, listen to yourself. Automatic, says Brooke Boy Outdoors. He thinks he's in the right. That's the sad thing. No, I'm on the left. You guys are in the right. You guys are on the right. And you're not in the right. You guys are wrong because you're in the right. Okay, let me explain the messages on the bullets to you, okay? There's Bella Ciao. Bella Ciao is an anti-fascist song. But it's not like only anti-fascists can say Bella Ciao or write it on a bullet. If you were LARPing, if you were trying to blame anti-fascists for something and you wanted to write Bella Ciao on something, then that would be a way of doing it. If you wanted to frame a leftist, that would be a way of doing it. But I don't think that's what he's doing. I don't think he's trying to present as a leftist in order to frame leftists. The right, the misinformation campaign, the misinformation network is trying to blame the left. But he's not a leftist, okay? You know he's not a leftist because of the ooh-woo and the if you're gay. No, I said you're on the right. I didn't say you're right. I said you're on the right. You guys are wrong. Yeah, satire. Thanks, Miko Yan. Yeah, somebody made a joke about a tinfoil hat, so I just reached over and grabbed a tinfoil hat and put it on just to fuck with them. Yeah, but also I don't need the tinfoil hat. Like I'll be fine without it. But I actually think it looks pretty freaking fresh right now. So, what was your question, Never Nice Gaming? I'm gonna go ahead and do all the. If I don't see your question, just repeat it because it looks like it got deleted. Oh wait, what's the point of the stream? Yeah, I'm telling you right now. I'm answering your question right now. Don't fucking ask stupid questions. You're gonna get muted. Okay, Kyle, your political affiliations. Your name's Kyle. You know? Yeah, Mikey, and you're fine. Mikey, and you're in the right place. I'm pointing out how they're lying about Tyler Robinson. There's no trans people involved. It's not some trans. People shouldn't go attack trans people, basically. Trump's telling you to go attack trans people, and they're all his Nazi Trump mutineers are telling you to go attack trans people. Don't do it, okay? That's wrong. Trans people had nothing to do with this, okay? They got the room, or they made up a script between Tyler Robinson and his roommate in order to make his roommate trans and them in a relationship, and they keeps calling him love and all this stuff, which is actually, even though it's just some Cash Patel AI KGB Temu KGB FBI fanfic, it's kind of, just the idea that they're in a relationship that makes it romantic. They don't understand. They're making a movie out of this. They're making a hero out of him by trying to demonize him as a trans person. They don't get it. He's not. Let's be clear. He's not in a relationship with a trans person. He's not, and I just know this like intuitively, and because they lie about freaking everything. Anyway, back to the bullets, right? What do I think about Pakistani Special Intelligence, ISI? You have any proof that it isn't? Yeah, I'm about to explain it all, Winter Wolf. Stick around. No one ever said attack trans people. Yeah, that's pretty much what they're saying. What do you think about Pakistani Special Intelligence, ISI? I don't know any. Are they nice? I don't know. Do you want me to know something about Pakistani Special Intelligence? Bruh, you don't even know shit, says Winter Wolf. Okay, so listen. The bullets. They said 4 things. 2 of the things are homophobic, furry phobic and homophobic. 2 of the bullets are homophobic. The other 2 bullets are anti-fascist. Okay? The thing is, people on the left aren't homophobic. Okay? Like, to actually be on the left, you know that really the only thing about the left is solidarity. The only thing about the left is like intersectionality, which means all these different issues intersect, and we need to be at those intersections to help everyone, knowing that you're never even going to know who some of the worst off people are because they're so bad off, which is why you have to find out who they are and help them, etc. You want to intersect with everything. So people on the left aren't homophobic. They're not anti-gay. They're not going to make a statement or a meme statement about, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO. They're never going to do that. That's not a leftist thing to do. Okay? It's a right thing to do. And Bella Ciao is in the Groiper playlist. Bella Ciao is something that the Groipers ironically enjoy because they're ultra fascists, and yet they call other fascists like Charlie Kirk fascists because they're a little bit more on the other side of the spectrum, and they call Antifa fascists, even though Antifa means anti-fascist. Okay, I heard somebody on the radio today say that Charlie Kirk was anti-racist. Just racist, that just means racist. That's the math on that one. So the Antifa messages on the bullets are from someone who calls Antifa fascists, from someone who calls Charlie Kirk a fascist. Groypers. So Groypers would use Antifa messages, not ironically, but because they call everybody else fascist when they're the real fascists. The homophobic stuff just shows that he's not a leftist, that he's not gay, you know? The explanation in the FBI release of the text between him and his roommate, the supposed text between him and his roommate, it's so fake. Like he actually says in the text, he references, you remember when I was etching bullets the other day? Like it's all trying to like tie up all the clues. It's like some stupid AI program. They just fed the AI a prompt. Hey, can you take this situation and tie up all the clues and make the FBI look good like they did something? I mean, he literally says, the FBI texted my dad to ask him about the rifle. Oh, the FBI was 4 steps ahead of me the whole way. Like he texts that, supposedly, to his roommate. It's such baloney. It's such made up crap, right? Any more messages? It's such made up crap. And then he keeps saying, my love, my love. And it's like, it's not affectionate messages. He's just throwing into my love here and there because that's how Kash Patel would have written it. It's so pathetic. It's so obvious. And people are going to run with this story. People are going to act like this is news when it's so obviously written by the KGB's imperfect AI that's obsessed with its granddad. No. Shadow Typhoon. That's a good question. It's a question that reveals a certain type of mentality. Do you know any gay people? Like, think about it. Shadow Typhoon's question was, if a gay person wanted to troll a Christian, would they not write, if you're reading this, you're gay? So he's saying that the reason for doing this is to troll somebody, to troll the newscaster. Well, that's what the FBI report of their text messages said. I'll have a stroke if I hear the Fox anchor say, ooh, ooh. Like, that's really what you're thinking about writing when you're hiding out, waiting to get your rifle back? It boggles the mind that they think people would believe that this was the text that were sent and that that's the motivation. No, that's one of their catchphrases. The Groypers who are trying to go catch trans people, it's one of their catchphrases to say, notices bulges. Ooh, ooh, I've doxed a trans, I've outed a trans person as trans. Oh, I'm noticing bulges. That's their twist on it. The Groyper trans hunter twist on it. Okay, he's a hunter of trans people, not a boyfriend of trans people. Okay, if you're reading this, you're gay. They made it. The FBI tried to context that when they wrote a script to explain his conversation with his girlfriend. They wrote that into it, but that's not true. Okay, if you're reading this, you're gay is just a typical right-wing troll thing to say. He even says in his text to his friend, I'm working on a meme. Nobody would ever say that. That's not what people say. That's not how people talk. Okay, it's some AI KGB obsessed with their granddad and their granddad's gun, don't have any idea how people talk. Scripted bullshit. Winterwolf says, motherfuck, the arrows are from a game. I know the arrows are from a game. The Hey Fascist is from a game. The game, I haven't played it, but I've heard it described as anti-fascist because it's ironically fascist. It's based on Star Trek Troopers, which is also ironically fascist. It's a criticism of fascism, making fun of fascism, in much the same way that All in the Family is a criticism of racists, making fun of the racist Archie Bunker. And yet Archie Bunker is one of the most popular characters on TV because racists don't get the joke and are like, yeah, he speaks his mind. Ghost Samurai says, Andrew, did I share with you my grandfather was a 33-degree Mason? Yeah, so was my grandfather. Did I tell you that? That personally knew Queen Elizabeth. Yeah, my grandfather has a picture of him shaking hands with Richard Nixon. which of England he provided the services for her Nigeria trip, and he serviced the BP oil rigs. That's cool that you're remembering your grandfather to all of us. Thanks. Thanks, Granddaddy. Thanks, Pop. Thanks, Granddads. Have you ever heard of a hell diver? Isn't Helldiver the name of the video game? Shadow Typhoon says, is it impossible for a homophobe to be on the left? I think so, yeah. I think all homophobes are on the right. Isn't that what the right is a bunch of homophobia? And aren't you all secretly gay? Aren't all homophobes secretly gay? Because people who aren't gay don't have any problem with other people being gay. The people who are secretly gay, like Putin, are like, there are no gay people in Russia. There cannot be any gay people, or they'd see me in my glistening chest, bareback, on horse. They'd see me and they'd want me, and then I might want them too. So there can't be any gay people in Russia. It's trash, dude. Yeah, all the homophobes are on the right. They're all Nazis. The rest are from memes from 2012, 2015. Yeah, they're memes, but they mean something in this context. They're not just memes. And people want to say they're just memes to cover for right-wing terrorist networks like Nick Fuentes and the Grapers. Broke Boy Outdoors says, dog, it's an old internet meme. I know plenty of lefties that call people gay or retarded. No, you don't. Those aren't leftists. Those are people LARPing as leftists to make us look bad. No left people call anybody gay or retarded. They don't. Sorry. Wrong. You're hanging out with some fake leftists. You're in some type of FBI cell. Ghost Samurai says, Olive Oil runs YouTube. She's cybersecurity. She's live. See you later, Andrew. See you later, Ghost Samurai. Thank you. Thanks for supporting my live. Never Nice Gaming says, you have no proof on anything you're saying. You're delusional. No, it's gonna all come out. I mean, they're gonna have a counter story. You guys still don't know who won the 2020 election. They'll run a counter story for years. Talia Alfredi says, what do you think about Pakistani special intelligence IC? And then you use like an ethnic slur against black people? Like, should I just mute you forever? Talia Alfredi, like, we don't need that. You got enough of those people trying to pretend they're normal. Christo Coombe says, are you a gamer, Winterwolf? Winterwolf says, hell yeah. Broke Boy Outdoors says, anyway. Oh, wait, we got too many comments to read almost. Y'all stop writing comments for a second until I catch up. Okay, anyways, how are the normal folks in the chat? There aren't any normal folks in the chat. There might have been one. Hope y'all are well. Christo Coombe says, got it. Kyle says, question, which side actively tries to stop the other from speaking? I don't know, should I mute you or something? The Nazis, the right. Trump-Butineers try to stop the others from speaking. Trump-Butineers are firing people for saying how they feel about Charlie Kirk. You guys are the Nazis. Sorry. You guys are the book burners. You guys are the cancel culture. You guys are the censorers. You guys are running net and YouTube. Broke Boy Outdoors says, take your vitamins, get your daily dose of sunshine, touching grass. Winterwolf says, I'm doing the boy outdoors. I'm just still reporting this motherfucker. Never Nice Gaming says, this dude's a psych patient. Winterwolf says, right. Christo Cream says, why report him? Are you fascist? Exactly, Christo Cream. They are fascist. Kyle says, you are too old to understand what the youth say. What the youth say. How old are you, Kyle? What are you, 12? I mean, it's fine if you're 12, I'm just saying. Shadow Typhoon says, I know quite a few gay and trans people. They shit post like that literally all the time. Well, they're not leftists. Just because they're gay and trans doesn't mean they're leftists. I said leftists don't say stuff like that. If they're gay and trans, they might be like, whatever, might call each other bitch or whatever. I don't know. Never Nice Gaming says, I haven't heard that single fact out of his mouth. But you can't hear. You have to have ears for hearing. You don't have those kind of ears. Broke Boy Outdoors says, Kyle, 1000%. Broke Boy Outdoors says, yeah, this is how people talk. Yes, it is how people talk. Bro, I'm on the right. What's your definition of a fascist? You are the definition of a fascist. And the worst thing is, you don't know it. Like, Nick Fuentes knows he's a fascist. Tyler Robinson knows he's a fascist. He'll say he's a trans person, or his roommate is a trans person in order to help their fascist agenda. But he knows he's a fascist. Mike Hoyen, who's a decent person, says, tons of people say stuff that's offensive, but to some, but funny to most. Offensive to some, but funny to most. I don't think that things that are offensive to some people are funny to most people. I think, kind of racist, bigoted people think offensive things are funny. And there's not as many of them as the rest of us. They're not like us. Christo Coombe says, muting any opposing views. I haven't really been muting anybody. I just haven't gotten around to reading everything yet. Now, Net and YouTube will mute some people. Net and YouTube muted this comment by Winterwolf. I'll click show and see if it works. Bruh, you're a pussy. You can't even answer my question. I'm not scrolling back up to it. You better retype it. Christo Coombe says, it's really hard to describe gaming culture. And gamers don't want you to know. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Like, you don't have to tell me anything. Never Nice Gaming says, isn't that what Tyler did? There's a difference between gamers and Gamergate, like the Nazis who recruit people, Nazis and pedophiles who recruit and perp on people on games. I'm a gamer. These guys are Gamergate. These guys are gamer Nazis. Says PQR says, this guy needs dedication. Yes, it's a fact. He's tweaking really bad. A lot of what people say like that isn't meant to be taken at face value. Yeah, Mikulian, that's not really an excuse. When you dress like Trump for Halloween and when you do the Slav stance, Groiper stance, but I was just doing it for fun. No, you come across as a Nazi. He comes across as he was being an online 15-year-old Nazi 7 years ago. And now he's murdering Charlie Kirk. BB's considering coming out as trans. Any advice? Yes, do it safely, I guess. I don't know. Winterwolf says that maybe don't do it in America. I'm just kidding. Do it in America. Fuck Trump. Do it in order to spite Trump. Winterwolf says that makes no sense because I've been gaming since 2010. What do you mean that doesn't make any sense? You could have gamed before that, and I think Gamergate was 2010, was before 2010 too. David Angelieri says, haha, fucking crazy delusional YouTube. No, Net and YouTube keeps finding these Nazi pedophiles to put in my comments. There's only been 2 or 3 decent people in here. Ghost Samurai says 7 kids went missing on Elizabeth the Witch's trip. And don't compare dipshit Nixon to Elizabeth, downplaying the significance of my words. Elizabeth was better than Nixon? Or worse? Which one? I don't know. I don't know what direction you're going. I wasn't downplaying the significance of your words. I was just saying what the famous world leader that my grandfather knew, because you mentioned how your grandfather was a 33-degree Mason, and the famous world leader that he knew. That's where that connection was. I wasn't trying to race Nixon against Queen Elizabeth. But again, I don't know who's winning that race, if it's a race for good or bad or what. Broke Boy Outdoor says no. They're literally all just shitpost memes. Well, yeah, that's what you would say to shield the significance and meaning of them. I'll explain the meaning of them, and you can't have any. You won't. I just explained the meaning of them. You don't have any response to that. All you can say is, "Oh, they actually don't mean anything." No, they mean what I just said they meant. LC, the gambling fame, says, fired for condoning a violent, unjust assassination. It's not an assassination. I think it's just a murder. An assassination has to be a leader. Never Nice Gaming says, no, you have the right to say what you want, but you're not free from consequence. Kyle says he's 29. Republican Angel or something says, sup. Broke Budget says, luckily I don't care who wins an election. My life won't change either way. Okay, good job not writing so many comments. Laugh my ass off. Define fascism. I honestly don't think this man knows what that is. This man doesn't know definitions of anything. It seems you're only basically going to say, no, that's wrong to anything you disagree with. Any debate or exchange of ideas with you is pointless if you're only going to call the opposition Nazis. Is there a different opposition? Because the only opposition I see are people who support Trump. So you're Nazis. You support Trump and Putin, you're Nazis. I mean, disagree with me about that. Winterwolf, don't forget pedophiles. Right, Nazis and pedophiles. If you support Trump, you're obviously a pedophile because he's a pedophile. Okay, we're almost done here. We're going to shut down live. The benefit of the game, doubt if you're a gamer with your top 3 games. I don't know. I might say the ones I play the most, Asphalt, unfortunately. Used to be Animal Crossing. But top 3, like Zelda, something. Yeah, top 3 games. I mean, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the best games ever made. Y'all can just, what else what do y'all want to talk about? Xbox or some PS3 crap or some shit you can get pedophile, you can groom people on? Some Roblox bullshit? Okay. Who predicted my top 3 games? Nobody did. Starlight Valley is probably number one, or Roblox. Now you guys are more the Roblox type. Mine was Animal Crossing. Starlight Valley is kind of similar to that, I guess. I'm guessing. I haven't played Starlight Valley. Bro, I'm a reptile human hybrid. You can call me Master Lizard, says 801 Wizard. That seems like some type of setup with the two guys and the signals. Wouldn't you say that it doesn't add up with the suspect? I don't even know what that means. I pray y'all find Jesus and stop listening to this guy. Bruh. Oh, this one's potentially inappropriate. Oh shit. Somebody's gonna get really offended by me saying Zelda. It won't let me see it, sorry. Note my top three are Brotato, Risk, and League of Legends. Risk, like Strategio. Taking a break from playing Strategio at home. Brotato, Risk, and League of Legends. Isn't League of Legends like Overwatch or something? One of those team games? Yes, it will. You were just scared to say it because you know it's true. I don't even know what you're referring to. Yep, Risk Global Domination. This would be the perfect. I'll just have to get my sign for my next live. I'm not going to go get any other props for this live. I've already spoiled you guys. But yeah, I'm going to shut this down because y'all are terrible. I mean, you're really not very good people. You're not good people, but you're also not very good at like trolling or whatever it is you do on the internet. You're not very good at that. And I've given you a lot more dignity and uh, respect than you deserve by reading your comments. Ready or Not, Warframe, Skyrim. I mean, I played Warframe for a few minutes. It seems fine. I used to play Skyrim way back in the day. But Skyrim, like I just said, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's fine if you're poor. It's fine if you don't have a Nintendo. It's fine if you're just uncultured. But Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, and you said Skyrim, like have you played Skyrim recently? Oh my God, your horse is like your horse is like on wheels. Your horse is like one of those kids' trolleys. I love this 3 seconds ago. He says it won't let me see this one because it's bad. I don't know. One of them it wouldn't let me see it. Bruh, I have a Nintendo Switch. Bruh. Bruh. Do you have a Nintendo Switch? Do you play it? Have you ever played it? Maybe you should play it. Maybe you should play it now. Maybe you should play it instead of trying to troll my live. You have a Nintendo Switch and you're trolling my live? So what's your favorite Switch game? I only play Switch. I don't play other consoles. I mean, they're probably fine. They probably have good games. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Their games can't compare. They don't have Tears of the Kingdom, do they? Do you have Tears of the Kingdom? Breath of the Wild. I mean, that's a good game, but have you played Tears of the Kingdom yet? I can't believe I went to prison for putting a guy just like you into a coma. I can believe it. I can believe you went to prison for that. Broke Boy Outdoors. Wow, what an outro. And yeah, I have played it. Okay, good. So now we're all up to date. I would sing you guys the Zelda song, but I don't have time. I'm shutting down the live before it gets to be uh, a full hour. Of course, you love the most fascist gaming company, Nintendo. Nintendo is the most anti-fascist gaming company. See, we're not that different. Calm down, America. I'm different than Trump-oodneers. Americans are all like me. We all hate Trump and Trump-oodneers. This is what? How is this not an open debate? I'm reading your stupid comments. We'll come back and read them later. I'm shutting this down before it gets to an hour. Bye. See you next time.